All right, so let me say hello and welcome to another weekly edition of Happy Hour with the Lincoln. This is where week by week I'll do my best to answer all of your stock market related questions, tell tales and rant about the stock market, and share my 2 decades of trading experience with you. Why would I do that? Because I just want you to be better, man. That's it. I just want you to be a better trader tomorrow than you were today. So for you guys that really need some help with that, as always, I'm going to post a link to our live trade room. Feel free to follow that link or click that link and start trading with us live. Now, I know you guys are dying in anticipation. You're wondering, who is this special guest, Doug? Who, with your massive subscriber list and your clout in the stock market finance industry, did you bring for us today? Is it a celebrity? Is it a guru of finance? Is it a titan of business? No, it's not, guys. In fact, it's not even a person. It's a thing. That's right. Because after all, this is happy hour. Now, to give you a hint, some of you long-term happy hour watchers might have noticed I didn't begin today with the official cheers, did I? No. That's because I'm saving it for our special guest. Because, ladies and gentlemen, our special guest isn't a person. It's none other than what's in this jar. And what is in this jar, my friends, is 100% certified and pure moonshine. That's right. Look how crystal clear this stuff is. This, my friends, is real moonshine. That's right. In this jar. Now, we've reached some epic heights. We started out with some really expensive scotches in happy hour, and now we find ourselves late in the game here drinking moonshine from a glass jar. Hey, life don't get any better than that. So anyway, I have been saving this all week. Now, I can't really tell you where I got this. Let's just say I was out in the desert last week and I was moseying around the sand. I was feeling a bit parched and I stumbled on this, and it kind of looked like water until I opened it. Let's just go with that. Now, I do know and have been told, and there are records to prove, that what I am drinking in this glass is well in the triple digits of proof. So trust me, this is real. And man, it's like gasoline. Not just gasoline, it's like race gas that just came out of there. That's about oh man, guys. So let me waste no more time. Right in front of you, I will drink this moonshine. If I fall over, we're just going to call the happy hour right there. It burns the roof of your mouth. Oh. Whew. Man, that'll wake you up from a coma. That will wake you up from a coma. It's actually pretty good. It's, in all seriousness, it burns your eyes a little bit. It's fumey. Like when you open up the cup here, it's fumes, man. Ooh, but it's really good. If I could how could I explain this? In my fine taste buds, I would say this is like vodka with some sugar in it. Like it's really sweet and it tastes pretty damn good. And I can feel it already. I mean, this is some potent stuff. So anyway, there you go, guys. Some moonshine. Here I am in happy hour drinking some moonshine. I have to say, this homemade batch is pretty damn good. I mean, this is impressive whiskey right here. So anyway, thought I'd share that with you guys. Now, we're not going to talk about this all day because you can't share this with me. If any of you happen to be in San Diego, I will gladly share this with you. But here's what I want to talk about today, because we do have to have this as a lesson. I just can't sit up here and drink in front of you. I know that would be more comical and entertaining, but I'm not going to do that. We're going to talk about trader motivation. How do you stay motivated as a trader? Or how do I stay motivated? How do I think about motivation? What do I think about motivation? What are the tactics that you need to use? I'm already kind of, my mouth is sweating. It's like water's coming from, it's like curing dehydration. Like my mouth is sweating. So here's the question that I got the other day. Man, I'm hot. How do you stay, actually it was addressed to me, Doug. How do you stay motivated after years of trading? Do you read quotes, books, listen to music? How do you mentally prepare for the grind? I don't read. No. Now, honestly, I used to do the whole quote thing when I was younger. This is like a decade ago, maybe even longer. I would put the old Post-it notes up on my, bathroom. So when you got up in the morning and you were like brushing your teeth or something, you saw the quotes. You try to stay motivated. You try to read stuff and all that. And the problem I have with this is that you shouldn't, there's a difference between motivating and trying to look at the big picture. You shouldn't need motivated to get up and pursue your dreams. You just shouldn't. If you're doing something that you're getting up and you're not motivated for, you're in the wrong business. That's all there is to it. Even if it's a profitable business, if you're getting up every day and you're not motivated to go to work, you are just personally and internally in the wrong business. That's not where your heart is. So you should not need to be motivated. So I don't have a problem with actually getting up and doing that. Now, I think where this really comes into play is when a trader or a business person goes through a bad period of time where things just aren't working and you start to struggle and you're really struggling to get by and you're debating or you're on the fence as to whether or not you should continue trading stocks or you should continue with your endeavor. And I think this is where we're looking at motivation. And if you're somebody out there that feels that quotes do you well, then fine. If you feel that reading books, positive self-help books and all that kind of stuff, that could be a good thing. I'm not saying that it isn't. I don't personally use this. Where I made the distinction was that it all comes down to me and my preparation. If you are in a performance-based industry, you will not be paid by your motivation and your willpower as much as you'll be paid by the belief in your process and the system and the way that you go about doing business. Now, willpower obviously can keep you going, grinding through working hours when somebody else won't. You definitely need those things. But when it comes down to it, where you earn your paycheck comes from the faith and the belief for a trader in their process, along with a couple other things like patience that we talked about in last week's happy hour. You can read all the quotes that you want. You can be as positive as you want to be. You can be as aggressive as you want to be, but that's not going to help you cross that barrier. So when it comes to me and you're asking a question such as, how do I mentally prepare for the grind? Well, I already have a system that I've been using for a long, long time. So now it's a little bit different. I'm 2 decades in, so I've sort of just become a part of extension of my life, like someone who goes to work every day for 25 years, like my father did in a factory. You get used to this life. This is my life. This is the life I know, and this is the life where I belong, and this is what I do. I wake up, I do this, and I go through this certain routine. So it's sort of embedded into me now. In the early years, when I kind of struggled with that, on this border of motivation and depression, going back and forth, how do I stay in the business, is I always tried to look, number one, at what my ultimate goal was going to be. What am I really in the trading business for? And I've said this in a couple of topics as well, because a lot of us are just going to say, I just want to make some money. And it can't be just about money. It has to be something else more fulfilling than just dollars. Because even if you make a lot of money, you're going to get used to having it. Again, like I said in the beginning, you've got to be happy in your skin. You've got to be waking up motivated to do what it is that you want to do. No matter what that is, that's where you belong. That's where your heart belongs, and that's your path in life, and that's where you should follow. And when you do that, and when you are in the right place, motivation itself becomes natural. Like I said, you just don't need to be motivated if it's something that you love to do. So if somebody come in here and you just want to make money trading, I don't think a trader can actually make a lot of money, and really hate trading. I know we say we hate trading, but we're sort of addicted to that. That's our life. But, I think we kind of say that to be facetious or curmudgeon or whatever it is. But you really truly have to love it. Otherwise, you're just in the wrong place. It's not the kind of career for somebody that just wants to hate it. I mean, it's different. It's a different kind of career. So to answer that question, the motivation comes from doing what you want. Where the results come from, where we kind of mess up that line, is that results come from your preparation and your planning and your attention to detail. Because in something like trading, which is no different than any other business in many respects, you're always going to have to go back to the drawing board. You're always going to start one way and shift to another and pivot to the next and pivot to the next. You're going to have these moments where you're doing well, doing bad, doing well, doing bad. You're going to have to deal with that. And it takes a little bit of time for a person to adjust to that. But that motivation to stay there for me had always been looking at the bigger picture, is that I would try to focus and concentrate on where do I see myself next year? Where do I see myself in 5 years, in 10 years? So when I was struggling trading stocks in my bike store and blowing up accounts and getting all pissed off and crying and acting like a baby and, threatening to quit every 33 seconds, what always brought me back was the fact that, look, I can do this. I can figure this out. This is the life I want. So when I picture it, I say, where do I want to be in the year of 2010 and 2015? Where is it? It's like, I want to be living here. I want to have these people around me. I want to have this much money in my account. I want to be trading like this. I want to be living the lifestyle of a trader. I want to be working from home, behind my computer, making money, me being the boss. I would always try to focus on that big picture. And, basically in a roundabout way, that ultimately became true, because here I am 2 decades later, and that's exactly what I'm doing. I'm trading stocks for a living, and I'm getting up in my pajamas, working my own hours, doing my own thing. But I don't need that motivation. I want to be here, because for someone like me and many other traders, we don't really have to get up every day and work if we don't want to. The reason I get up now and do it is because that's exactly what it is I want to be doing with my life. So I don't need the motivation there. The thing has to come from you guys as well. The shift comes with that part where you say it's process. It's paying attention to the process, not the quotes, not the motivation, not the self-help. It can do a little good for you, but it all comes down to that faith and believing in that process. So if you're struggling in someone, you don't need the motivation. What you need to do is rediscover yourself. Who are you? Why are you here? What is it that you want? Not what somebody else wants. What is it that you want? Where do you want to be in the next couple of years? Do you want to be a trader? Is this where you really want to be? Is this the lifestyle that you want? And if it is, you don't need quotes to tell you that. What you need to do is figure out a plan and a process. If you start out with a plan and a process and it doesn't work, you get another plan and you get another process. If that doesn't work, you get another plan and you get another process. And you keep getting plans and you keep getting processes and you keep getting back up and you keep charging at it until the damn thing works out for you. I mean, that's all it is. It's just like punching the concrete wall. You're going to get through that one way or the other. Some are going to figure it out quicker, some are not. But if it's what you want, that's your motivation. Your motivation comes from doing what you want. So how do I prepare for the grind? This is where I want to be. I don't consider it a grind. Yes, it gets tiring sometimes, but it's not a grind. It's not for me, because it's where I want to be. I could do this all day. If the stock market was open 24 hours a day, I probably wouldn't sleep, because it's just what I want to do. So I hope for all of you out there that no matter what it is, you find what you want to do. Maybe not all of you are built to be stock traders. It's not a big deal if you're not. It's not. You don't have to be a stock trader to be someone successful. Success comes not just from money, but success is about you being happy with yourself. Because there's a lot of rich people out there that kill themselves, right? That commit suicide and overdose and really hate life. So money isn't the answer to everything. Certainly helps, but you want to have both. You want to have that balance. I think I read a statistic a long time ago that you'll spend, 3/4 of all the hours that you'll live on this planet working. Like, that's how much a person actually works. So 3/4, if you're like 100 years old and you die, what do you say, 80 of those years, 85 of those years were spent actually working. So if you're going to spend that much time working, might as well do something you want, right? Might as well do something you want. So I'm going to wrap it up there, guys. Remember, motivation. Where do you get motivation? How do you stay motivated? You find what you want to do. Do whatever it is. You want to start a business. You want to start a charity. You want to help animals. You want to help people. You want to do something. Wherever it is, find it. Because if you're truly doing what it is you love, you have no problems being motivated. Now, if you don't get results, that's just old-fashioned work there. You just got to plan and process until you get it. So anyway, I'm going to end it right there. I am not going to drink any more of this moonshine. That little sip that I had is still making my mouth water. I felt like this whole time I was talking, like drool is going to start coming out of my mouth. I feel like my eye has been twitching this whole time. It's like, man, this stuff is potent, really, really potent. Anyway, as always, guys, I want to thank you very much for watching this week's Happy Hour. As always, if you have tips, suggestions, questions, comments, curmudgeons, just send them my way. Support at thelincolnlist.com. Until next week, cheers.